it's really frustrating then when you have a good GM.
Yeah.
And he basically builds, and then Breezeball fine-tunes the back-to-back champ Lightning. And then Yzerman leaves Tampa, and you're like, great. The Atlantic is going to be in a better place for the rest of us. And then he goes to Detroit, and he's done such a great job. I don't know what Carolina are thinking here. So, Alex Nedeljkovic was traded to Detroit earlier. Carolina received UFA Jonathan Bernier and a third-round pick. Fun fact, this third-round pick is from the Thomas Tatar deal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I looked on Cap Friendly about it because I'm like, why do they have a vague? Oh, it's Thomas Tatar. So the trade tree is there, and yeah. So and then soon after, by the way, Detroit signed Nedeljkovic to a 2-year deal, $3 million AAV. Apparently, Carolina weren't in love with the money that Nedeljkovic could have asked for in arbitration, and Steve Yzerman basically said, "How about you ask them why they would take this?" Because what are you? Apparently, they offered him like $1.5 million. What is going on in Carolina? Waddell is a good GM, but like even Yzerman's like, I don't know what's happening.
Like they finally had their guy. Like even if he wasn't going to sign long term, and you still wanted to see what happens, like it in a weird way, it's like you got a guy that he's under team control. Yeah. He's not asking for like $6 million, and then I don't know. You just kind of give it away because like who is their goalie now? It's gonna go back to what Peter Mrazek?
No.
Oh,
Hear
yes.
me out. It's gonna be the greatest Leafs duo of all time: Jonathan Bernier and James Reimer.
Well, think of it. They're all three of their goalies are UFAs now.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
So I don't necessarily think this is a Don Waddell thing, and I think this is more an ownership thing. I truly believe that. Just because, not that he's not involved and he's not the same way. I can't remember his name. Tom Dundon. It's not the same as, Eugene Melnick and his shenanigans. I just think the ownership has got a little more involved here because the whole thing happened with Rod Brindamore, right? And they're like, well, this is our price and we're not moving from it essentially. And the deal eventually got done. And then it's like, yeah, we're just not moving for Alex Nedeljkovic, and now we're going to trade him. And I don't see the upside in that because goaltending, we had this conversation when they lost. Goaltending was not their issue this year. They had Alex Nedeljkovic, and he played very fine in the playoffs. I don't see.
He just couldn't score.
Right. Come on.
I'm trying to figure out what exactly Tom Dundon has his business in.
Oh man.
Started his own firm, Dundon Capital Partners, and bought something in Dallas.
It's a golf thing. It's the golf store. What's the golf store? I can't think of. Daniel, do you know?
Golf Town? No. Callaway?
I'm going to search it up.
Putting Edge?
No, not Putting Edge.
Dundon owns via the firm of the majority of Employer Direct, a healthcare service company, as well as stake in Carvana, which is a car realtor.
Top Golf, that's what I'm thinking of.
Okay. So I was close.
Golf, which people could. I mean, well, this. I don't know. It feels like there was all that rah about, hey, we're going to pay off. And I remember how they were one of those teams who didn't fully pay their workers when COVID shut down, like all the arena were. They have $29 million in cap space. Yeah. Okay, who do we got to re-sign? Cedric Paquette, cool. Martin Nook, cool. McGinn, cool. Fogle, who is probably gone, or apparently that seems to be a thing of maybe not qualifying him. Svechnikov could cost you a lot. Yeah. But Hawk and Paw, is that going to cost you a lot? Jake Bean, not going to cost you a lot. Dougie Hamilton's probably gone. And then your goalies. You're right. All signs here point towards there's some sort of internal thing here because this is the talent. He had an amazing year too, Nedeljkovic.
He was a Calder finalist.
He had a third basically for him.
Needed this kind of player. Like he was good in the playoffs. He had that one stinker with that weird angle against Tampa, but I don't know with a franchise that's been itching for a goalie for such a long time. You have this guy who's at the right perfect age for goalies, 25? bursting onto the scene, that's perfect. And they've put so much into that guy too.
Just to be clear, I don't know if it's an internal cap. I just think I've listened to interviews with Tom Dundon, and he's very, this is my thoughts, and like he's very stick to what he thinks.
I mean, okay, so let's just Tampa Bay, $9 million goaltender, won the cup, 1-2. Montreal, $10 million starter, okay. The Islanders have $8-9 million between two guys, or have in the past. They've always made the Final Four. Vegas, two very well paid goalies. I'm pretty sure their salaries are north of 10 together. Man, if you want to win, you need goaltending, man. Even if you don't agree on fully paying your coaches, this is just I don't get it. And what a move for Detroit. From what I understand, they had a goaltending prospect, but he's in the NCAA and has made it clear that he's finishing his NCAA time, which means he's going to be a UFA. Which, God, how much of a terrible feeling must that be? It's like, hey,
not great.
I'm leaving. But good on Detroit as well, by the way. I hate Yzerman so much. So much. Get out of here.
I'm just looking at who
very competent team. You know what I mean? They're not where they want to be yet, but it's very competent and very like, you know what I mean? Like it's like going to be growing pains, but it's not going to be as bad because a lot of those other deals are getting off the books, but they're getting these other guys like Nicoletti, they're getting Alex Nedeljkovic, who, you know, they're going to give them a fighting chance.
I mean, you talk about GMs making a mess because they're not going to be able to clean it up. Yzerman has done an amazing job of cleaning up Ken Holland's mess. And Ken Holland somehow continues to make Peter Chiarelli's mess worse. It is amazing. I love it so much. Just the cycle is hilarious in this league.